And hello everybody and welcome to another Mythic Starcaster series game. I am one of your co-casters, Wookie Monster. Joined alongside me is Loki. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm super excited for tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun
one
game.
exciting match.
For sure. We got two teams, Clarity Clear and the Salty Mandrakes, going at it for the last and final week of the regular season. This is going to be a match for sure. Teams are shortly getting ready for the draft, but we do have a few ban losses on the side of Salty Mandrakes. And then, the other team, if you want to go down the line and pick out who you think is the player of the game already, be my guest. But we got a lot of player of the games in this lobby. So I guess let's get right to it. Draft should be up soon. Let me just make sure they're ready. And on the side of the Salty Mandrakes, we got Bianca in the top lane. We got Sugandi's Peanuts in the jungle. Siren, I think that's how you pronounce it, Siren, in mid. Cat Dogs in ADC, and Seafell Pons in support. And then on the other side, Clarity Clear, we have DJ Krypton in the top side. It's Cade jungle, CC Gray in mid. Mortality, I think is how you pronounce that, ADC. And Poodle25 in the support. So we do have some subs, but that's okay. And yeah.
This is going to be a big night for Salty Mandrakes for sure.
Yeah, this is going to solidify their place in the standings. Depending on if... I think it was mentioned during the rewind that if they actually manage to 2-0, they're solidified for playoffs.
Yep.
But if, for some whatever reason, there's a lot of conditions that if they get 2-1'd or if they get 2-0'd, that's going to put a dent in them. So this is really going to be the match that we want to watch tonight.
I'm excited to see what Clarity Clear can bring to the table, because we really haven't seen much of them this split. But I have watched a few of their games, and their bot lane is very strong, so I'm excited to see how they're going to match up against one of the top teams in the division.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we can even go ahead and talk about some kind of the meta picks that have been picked recently in Worlds. I mean, we know that Worlds is going on right now. There's a lot of, Maokai. We see a lot of Aatrox. He did get hit with nerfs, but seems to not really be affecting the meta too much at the moment. I mean, even though that Worlds doesn't have the newly reworked Syndra, I expect to see some sort of utilization of these newfound, nerfs and buffs to their fullest extent. But yeah, I feel like a lot of it is team fight driven. There's a lot of team fight compositions, especially with Ornn, Maokai, all these really long range ultimates that we see just piled up. And specifically, I want to touch on mortality while we get started in the draft here. And Poodle 25, we've seen Poodle 25 before. Didn't really, it didn't amount to anything. I think they lost the last game that they played in, but I start to see how mortality is a strong point of their team on the side of Clarity Clear.
Absolutely.
So we're going to be looking at that lane a lot. But starting out with the bans here, as we notated before, Salty Mandrakes are going to lose 2 bans. And yeah, they're going to straight away just ban out Aatrox, Pike, and Yone. What do you think about those?
I mean, I saw the Aatrox coming from a mile away. Like, as much as I wanted Bianca to get that Aatrox, it wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, I think you have to. Every team has to respect it at this point. I mean,
Absolutely.
I've had the pleasure of facing it before, and it's nothing to scoff at. And whenever Bianca does get the Aatrox, I feel like it's already GG. But
she's unstoppable.
yes, definitely unstoppable. I think 100% win rate, if I'm not mistaken, on their Aatrox, maybe a little bit less, but they're going to start off Clarity Clear with Tahm Kench. Definitely a blindable pick. It's flexible, could go top, could go support. Maybe it's one of their prio picks for the game here, but we have Morgana and what seems to be Nunu on the other side.
Yeah.
This is really like pick orientated already for the side of Salty Mandrakes, and I like it.
So I think that Seraphine hover definitely locks in Tahm Kench's top lane.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a Seraphine.
Well,
support.
I mean, it could be a Seraphine mid, it could be a Seraphine ADC. We've seen it plenty in the past, so definitely good flex potential here on the side of Clarity Clear. Trying to throw the enemy team off balance as to where these characters are going. Wukong, also another great flex pick. Could go top, could go jungle, could even go mid. We have a lot of like set mids lately. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all over the place with mid lane right now, but looks like Salty Mandrakes are just going to go ahead and put another beefy front line in the mix. Going to be the Renekton, most likely going top, could go mid.
Yes.
They're really showing a lot of these tanky members so far.
And there was that Kate and Jinx ban that was directed right towards mortality.
Yeah, I mean it's very off case, but you know Seraphine could definitely go in the ADC position, but I don't think they want more duality on a ADC that can't really auto attack very well, has is more reliant on the team to kind of back up the CC that she has. So
Yeah.
possibly it could go either way. A lot of ADC bans getting thrown out here with a Vayne, and they're going to finish it off with the Silas and the Akali. I feel like this is kind of going to be okay, we want to save counterpick on the side of Salty Mandrakes for possibly the ADC, possibly the mid lane here. I mean, they have a good flex potential here. It's going to be the Xayah, though. So Xayah Morgana I haven't seen quite often. It's more of like a kind of a least case scenario. You just want a lot of lockdown pick potential, like I said before. A lot of pick coming out from Salty Mandrakes, so we'll see how they kind of navigate these team fights as the game goes on. And maybe that Nunu will actually pick up a lot of kills during the early game.
I have watched the Salty Mandrakes before, and like the Nunu really is a very strong jungler. Like they definitely like they don't have to play so much topside. Bianca does do a very good job of holding her own up there. But it looks like a Kog'Maw versus a Xayah.
Yeah, that seems
Now
to be the
Xayah
case.
is very strong right now, and not one that I want to go against for sure. For sure. But,
yeah, it's very interesting because they didn't pick Lulu, and I mean with that Swain pick right there, they could definitely flex both Seraphine and Swain depending on what they just pick here, which is going to be a LeBlanc. We'll have to wait till client draft to really see where these champions are going. So I'm pretty sure like most of them except for Kog'Maw are definitely flexed around the map a little bit. So definitely looking forward to this game. Right off the bat, what is your thoughts? Who's going to win this game?
So I do like the draft of both teams. I think both teams did a great job of pulling in like, you have like the Swain, with his root. You have the LeBlanc that is, if she gets ahead, she's just gonna take over the entire map. You've got the Morgana with the root, and Tahm Kench is a very tough person to go against in lane. But there is the Renekton. I definitely think it's going to be a Seraphine sport looking at the player's history. And I have yet to see a Wukong jungle, but I'll be excited to see one.
Yeah, I definitely think it's an interesting aspect here because usually we see Lulu paired with the Kog'Maw, but here we see,
Yeah.
you know, possibly Swain, possibly Seraphine paired with him, and you know, there's a lot of protection. I mean, it could even be Tom Kench, right? And we could see like something like a Swain top, which would be pretty interesting to see against a Renekton.
Yes.
So, I mean, it could go a lot of ways. We'll have to see during the client draft. But before we get to that, I'm wondering, like, is there really going to be that much protection for this Kog'Maw to kind of scale and get to the late game? I mean, we see a lot of early game prowess coming out from the Salty Mandrakes.
Yep.
They want to finish this game as soon as possible and get the picks that they need to escalate their lanes. And it's all around the map. I mean, the Nunu will
Yeah.
travel throughout the map. LeBlanc could put out some roams if she gets prio in the lane. So
Absolutely.
it's definitely going to be a very, very action-oriented game from the side of Salty Mandrakes. Meanwhile, I think Clarity Clear want to actually play for the late game.
I mean, they're gonna want to protect the carry, that's for sure, and let Kog'Maw stay from like behind. Like, let him farm up, let him get his items. And I'm interested to see if they're going to build a Mythic, because lately Kog'Maw has not been building Mythics.
Yeah, he's been going
So,
like what Blade of the Rune King or Rage
Rage Blade.
Blade. Yeah, those that oriented like on hit builds. Definitely the go-to for Kog'Maw right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm still old-fashioned. I still like the old-fashioned Kog'Maw build, but I do know that, like, once Kog'Maw starts to scale, um, he can easily take lane and just, he'll be a terror to anyone that he runs into. So, as long as they can keep him safe and protected, let him get ahead, get his farm up, get his items, I think that Clarity could have this.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're putting the Tom Kench in the top side. I mean, it's definitely one that Renekton actually excels in because of his shield break ability, which is his
Yeah.
W. I'm surprised they actually put him up there because I mean, obviously the teams have until 30 seconds to switch out however they please. But I think that putting Tom Kench in the bottom, especially is against the Nunu. Like Nunu
Yeah.
can freely dive if he really wanted to. If he got prio with that bot side pressure, can definitely dive. And what is going to protect Kog'Maw better than a Tom Kench who can just yoink you up and spit you out wherever he wants, and then survive a lot of the damage. So, looking forward to that matchup.
I'm hoping that we are gonna see some like level 1 strats here, because let's make the game off to a great start, make it interesting. But I'm waiting to see what Nunu builds, because I have seen both AP Nunu, who just runs all over the map and destroys pretty much everyone, or
Yeah.
there's also the old like tank. I believe it's a tank build.
Yeah,
I
Sunfire
don't play
Aegis.
much of him.
I think it could go either way, especially if Nunu gets ahead early, right? Because he wants to build something like boots. First
Yeah.
off, try to get around the map as fast as he can, right? And his clear speed is well beyond other junglers' clear speeds with a lot of good wave clear to back that up. So he could be going from lane to lane and not have to worry about building damage right away. So he can save
Yeah.
that until he knows, like, hey, I've got a couple of kills on me. Maybe I can start to do a lot more damage and just escalate the lanes, right? That's all you really want to do as Nunu. But it is going to be the Swain mid lane for CC Gray, and that's going to lock in the Seraphine bottom. Now, Seraphine
Yep.
is a good enchanter for Kog'Maw, I think, but it's not as good as the Lulu, I think.
I definitely like the Kog'Maw Lulu matchup, but I mean, as someone who's played a lot of Seraphine, she has the ability to protect her carries, so I still got faith that she can pull this off.
Okay, well, I mean, I honestly really like the early game prowess of the Salty Mandrakes. Now, it's going to be really on them to, like, not make mistakes, because that is what gets Kog'Maw to the late game, is if you offer him some mistakes, and he takes advantage of that and just starts to build his items very quickly. But I think that, it's really going to be on Sugan. I'm really looking at Sugan and the top side for this game,
Yep.
because I think that's going to be the point of action here. But yeah,
Absolutely.
as they get into the spectator delay, we're gonna take a short break. Remember that predictions are up. Spend your channel points, spend your gems. I have already. I am voting definitely for the Salty Mandrakes. I want to see them take this early game and show everybody how it's done, because we haven't seen a lot of early game compositions like this where you could easily just snowball the game into like a 20 to 30 minute win. So I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, with that, we're gonna take a short break. When we're back, we're gonna have game 1. It's week 5, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last week to accumulate as many points as you can in the regular season, and then we have playoffs, which is the top 2 seeds of each division. So this is really gonna be a game to watch. It's on the line. Please stay tuned, everyone. everybody? Welcome back to another game in the Starcaster series. I am Wookie, joined alongside me is Loki, and we do have kind of a invade here on the side of the Salty Mandrakes. Let's see where this goes.
I was hoping for it.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got all 5 there, so...
Yeah, they definitely have a strong level 1 invade with the Morgana. Gonna CC you for days. And Poodle might be the... Nope. Poodle is not actually going to get spotted out. Meanwhile, the Salty Mandrakes are going to get spotted on that ward and are just traversing as a team.
As we pointed out earlier, there is no heal or ignite on the side of Clarity Clear. We have an Exhaust on Seraphine and Flash Ghost on Kog'Maw.
Yeah, I think that what this means is they're really wanting to push for what the meta is kind of going for is like, okay, we can get some kills in lane, we can escape, relatively quickly from, with the ghost, and as much as I'd like that, I mean, once you get caught in a binding early on, you're pretty much dead. There's no getting out of that. Like, if you don't flash out of it, you're pretty much dead without a cleanse, so... It's going to be a little bit tough to traverse this early game, I feel, for the side of... ooh, see, there's one right there. I mean, you have to expect it. The level 2 coming in, Poodle 25 might be the first one up. Does get Morgana binded, and that might be first blood. Given over to who? It's going to be the Morgana. First blood on Seafell.
I mean, I would have liked to see the first blood go on the Xayah, but
yeah.
I mean, I'll take it either way.
Yeah, here comes Sugan again in the mid lane, even though it's not on screen right now. Their CC Gray might be locked up here. Siren doesn't have the bindings. Will chunk CC Gray out? Almost one more auto attack will take the kill. Siren gets really low. It's Cade is here, though, and Sugan has to flash away, and it looks like It's Cade is not going to follow. This has been two bloods already. 2 minutes. Are they going to do a kill per minute here?
I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
it's kind of they're just slapping each other around up top lane.
Now, I mean, as we expected, right? Sugan is going to be around the map. I honestly didn't think he would do it this soon, but I'm liking that he's doing it this soon, especially right after he takes the blue buff.
Yeah.
Goes bot, goes mid, gets 2 kills. That is 100% kill participation over on Sugan. Already showing himself that he's a great MVP candidate for the game. I mean, honestly, like, we saw last series that we had, the Salty Mandrakes, he was crushing it.
Yeah. I mean, he is a great jungler, he really is. And just, like, the way that he moves around the map, the team in general has really good synergy, so... they've been fun to watch and actually play with a few times this split.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, the communication going on for Clarity Clear, but they keep getting caught just like this. CC Gray's gonna get locked up. He's flashed out, but Sugan is just gonna pick up the kill once again.
Wow, and we have a Darksteel on LeBlanc already with 1 charge.
Yeah, that's gonna sit there really pretty looking as, CC Gray can't get out of the Nunu's grasp so far. 2 for 2. For Sugan on these, mid lane ganks. Gonna escalate Siren, a pretty good chunk. Bianca doing a great job of zoning DJ Krypton, who is at half HP here. I feel like if you have winning lanes, you're going to win the game eventually, so they're doing it early on. Bianca going in for a clean trade, no damage taken in the response, dashes away. And CC Gray attempting fate once again will get knocked up. Siren here's gonna land the chains here, and that's gonna be another kill. Oh man, you hate to see it. CC Gray is just getting bullied out of the lane. He can't do anything without getting punished.
It is a LeBlanc. I mean, she roots you and
yeah.
It's over.
Now, CC Gray has expended both summoner spells, so he cannot afford to do that again. 3 deaths already. Yep. Dragon number 1 is being taken at 5 minutes in the game. Excellent start for the Salty Mandrakes.
And there is no contesting that dragon. They're just gonna have to give that one. But I think that they're definitely gonna want to try and put some pressure farther into the game to make sure that they can lock down some dragons.
Yeah, this is going to be really rough coming back for CC Gray. But on the other side of the map, I feel like Mortality is doing a pretty good job staying alive so far. Sugan did gank their lane once, and unfortunately Poodle took the fall for it. But we still have yet to get to late game, right? And this is where the early game prowess comes in for this composition of Salty Mandrakes. Just like we stated in draft, they have to start playing safe.
Yeah, I mean, like, for having Seraphine die once, the Kog'Maw isn't that far behind on farm, which is going to be something that he really wants to focus on, because he really wants those items, really wants to get ahead. Like, he doesn't want to fall too far behind the Xayah.
Yeah, that is definitely correct. I'm also looking at it's Cade. He actually is ahead on CS over Sugan here, and I mean, he could definitely start to make an impact once he hits level 6 around the map, with the Cyclone, but, his teammates are already falling to these ganks from Nunu, so he's going to have to kind of take the reins here and maybe counteract those ganks, maybe set up proper warding for his laners, make sure that Mortality stays at, 0 deaths.
I was going to say, like, really if the jungler makes sure that Mortality stays alive and is protected, then I think that there could be a massive comeback, because right now there's a 4 death difference. It's 0 to 4 right now.
Yeah, 2,000 gold ahead are the Salty Mandrakes, and honestly, like you said, it could be a comeback story of a lifetime here. CC Gray actually dodging out of this gank from Sugan, who is not level 6. Siren is no mana, and it looks like we're gonna have some sort of like lull state in the game as for right now. Now, I think that CC Gray is doing a good job just playing safe once again, like below that halfway point of the mid lane, because if you're standing out there and you don't have flash, you're not level 6, you're not going to live from another gank like that. Sugan is on the top side of the map, so is It's Cade, spotted out on a ward there as we traverse to the bot side of the map. Good poke coming out from the bot side of Mortality. A stun coming through in the top side. Bianca hasn't been as aggressive as I thought, but here it comes. Another gank from Sugan. DJ Krypton is level 7. Does have to flash away, but will still get knocked up, and Bianca might be able to disrupt. No, does not have the stun to disrupt. Wow. The root does come in, and there's the flash stun. Bianca will take the first kill on the top side of the map. Is Cade and CC Gray out here, though? Sugan gets caught up here. CC Gray does go into the demonic form, and the pop shut down goes over to CC Gray. That's 1 kill. It's Cade getting super low, so is CC Gray. Bianca, a beast right now. Siren here to join the fight. Will flash over. It's Cade is gonna not get the blast code over the wall like he wanted. Is going to get caught, and it might be a dive from CC Gray. Double kill coming out for Siren here.
Oh boy, that LeBlanc is huge right now.
Yeah, 3-0, 6 stacks on the Dark Seal. Lost chapter completed. And it was good that CC Gray did get the kill, but at what cost? It came with the cost of 3 teammates. It was a good attempt, but they just did not have the coordination. They did not have the goal to kind of make sure that those kills came quickly. And as we look at the bot side here, Mortality is taking a lot of poke damage, a lot of pressure on this tower, already down to half health.
And, I mean, I do see that Mortality is building Rage Blade first item, which is exciting. We do have a full Borg top lane on Renekton already.
Yeah, that is a scary, scary Renekton. As a dive comes through on the bot side of the map, here it comes. If Mortality stays alive here, they could turn back the game. But Mortality has to flash away. Cat Dogs is going to pull the feathers, and that's going to be a kill. Traded for no kills for the side of the Salty Mandrakes. Mortality has not stayed alive. Actually, Seafell did fall in that. Siren actually going for the dive here. Does get the root, needs one more auto attack, and that's going to do it. Poodle, you can't flash away from that one.
Wow.
And although Mortality did actually get a kill here, that could help him out a little bit.
It could. They need to scale very hard.
Here we see, I mean,
to come back.
We do have the Rift Veil being taken on the opposite side of the map. I like that reaction coming out from It's Cade and DJ Krypton there. I feel like they have to put this probably towards bot lane. I mean, this is where you put all your marbles in Mortality. you know, getting the leads and staying alive. He's actually going to catch Sugan here, but I don't know if this is the play, buddy. Barely misses out, does use the Ghost. Red buff is taken by Sugan. And that's going to be the end of that as the second dragon of the game, a Mountain Dragon, comes back online.
I mean, Seraphine doesn't have her ult, so I don't know if they really wanted to put too much pressure there on onto Mortality. And
oh, Poodle getting locked up. I mean, is not able to finish the kill. Siren running away does activate the clone, and that's gonna be dragon number 2 secured. And Bianca trying to get a little bit of damage, getting actually a lot of damage onto DJ Krypton in the top side. And another gank for CC Gray if we can pan towards there. Oh, barely misses out on the snowball there. Will get away.
Wow.
This is just collapsing, and this game is just collapsing in front of CC Clarity Clear as they're managing, but they're 6k gold behind. How do they come back from this?
I mean, like I said earlier, this is going to be solely reliant on their bot lane. I mean, I have seen a Kog'Maw who scales that can definitely carry this. But I think that they need to play safer and not so pushed far up, because I've seen even like Swain being pushed up a little bit, more vision around the map.
Yeah.
Vision control is like a big part of how you can actually win this, so.
Of course. I mean, spotting out Nunu wherever he is going. He is the one sole member of the map that is getting around so quickly, and to disrespect that is going to cost you, as Mortality might be costing his life here.
No.
Again. Cat Dogs will pick up the kill, and up at the top side though, we changed. It's a 2v1. Bianca is on the lower end. Will get snatched, and will probably fall here as a Tongue Lash comes through, and that's a shutdown. Starting great. 1 kill for the side of DJ Krypton.
I mean, that was a good play on Tom Kench, so.
Yep, Tom Kench will, you know, take that kill and the Rift Herald here as it's popped in the top side of the map. It looks like DJ Krypton is the point of the map where they're starting to focus, but I don't know if that's going to get you through. As Sugan is here, ends up in a 1v3 as he dodges out on the Nevermore. He will take out the Rift Herald, does get some plates. TP will come in from Bianca. And that's going to be the end of that trade, as at least some gold returned back. It's now 6k still. Not too bad, but looks like they're going for more. CC Grave does pop the Ghost. Its Cade is going to latch on to the clone with that chains there. And
I could never tell the difference on Wukong between those clones.
Yeah, you know, Wukong is definitely an evasive boy, as again, CC Gray getting caught out here. Siren, though, is expending a lot of abilities. We're trying to get this kill. CC Gray will pop the Demonic Ascension here, and we'll get away, thankfully, this time around.
Yep. So we have an 8-stack Dark Seal on LeBlanc. She's got a 400 gold bounty. We've got 350 on Cat Dogs.
Yep.
And the first turret is down.
Yep, yet again, another 7k gold lead coming out for the majority of this game on the side of the Salty Mandrakes. And, you know, we keep seeing these ganks over and over and over again from Suk, and CC Great gets caught again near the wall this time, and Siren is unstoppable at this point.
So, one thing I did notice is that there is a lot of red words all over the map. I think that if Clarity Clear can get some more vision down, then especially like in the river bushes, so that they can have vision of where Nunu is at all times.
I definitely agree. I mean, we've seen CC Gray kind of not being able to put proper vision down, and is getting punished heavily for it. So we just saw Poodle at least put a pink down. They do get spotted out here. They know where they're at, but can this last long, as, you know, a lot of the bottom side of the map is in the favor of the Salty Mandrakes. It's Cade focusing this top side relatively more than he was earlier, as I guess he's seen that, you know, Mortality has fallen, you know, to those ganks from Nunu, and is deciding, hey, might as well get the tankiest member on the team a little bit of a lead, but you know, yet again, it's going to be hard for Kog'Maw to kind of traverse these fights without the gold. He does have the Rage Blade completed, so that's one step in the right direction.
I mean, like, I know that a lane trade is in some cases. I don't know if this is the best one, because putting a Kog'Maw up against a LeBlanc.
Yeah, and as we're saying that, snatched up will be Bianca. It does flash away, and DJ Krypton will not catch the knock-up onto Bianca, who trades, and will get the flash out of Krypton himself, so that's just both trades, and he's actually going to dive. The Renekton will not survive, maybe! Nope, it's going to be a trade 1-for-1.
Oh.
The flashes were expended for that 1-for-1. I guess it was, you know, Bianca was trying to get, you know, the priority, you know, even though the TPs were down for this dragon.
Yeah, I mean, like, they are pretty even in kills, so...
That is true, as we do see a little bit of resistance coming out from Clarity Clear, but not going to be able to steal this, as its Cade is on the other side of the map. As, you know, Sugan is just all over their jungle.
Yes. I mean, I feel like, its Cade should have been more down bot side towards the dragon. Like, I see that they are trying to go for Rift Herald, but, like, I just think that, like, more of, like, team fights. Like, you want a team fight with this, team.
Yep, Siren actually popping the flash from Poodle there. Bianca is gonna get the Hex Gate over to the, looks like the Rift Herald pit, but they're actually going for a gank. Much to everyone's surprise, Siren is just gonna pop Poodle right there, and they're gonna push out this mid lane as they go for Rift Herald, now having the man advantage.
Yeah, this is a rough start too for Clarity Clear, but I do think that, you know, hey, it's only game 1. They still have, you know, they could be the comeback kids here.
They definitely well could be, but they're gonna have to learn from the mistakes from this game, as, you know, Sugan going on a rampage with these Nunu ganks, is going mid, going bot, going top, everywhere. And here we go again, Siren has such a great lead, is almost able to pop Mortality. Binding does connect, and Seafell is actually gonna land a perfect binding, perfect pool, and the perfect Arcane Comet to pick that one up. Meanwhile, topside, Bianca will take the turret, and Rift Herald is popped mid. This game is just going so fast. There's so many things happening. Mid tower is going to fall. Siren actually going for a bold move here. Poodle will pop the Encore here. It's going to hit the members in the back, but there's no follow-up, and the Demonic Ascension is not going to keep CC Gray alive. And the siege continues. Sugan taking a lot of tower shots. Cat Dogs will pick up probably a double kill, triple kill here, as the feathers will pull back, and that's going to be a really good trade. Really cleanly done by the salty Mandrakes. Seafell coming up in the top side here. DJ Krypton doesn't have much teammates around him. Man, this is so rough.
I think that he should fight those two. I mean, as much as you don't want to lose a turret, you don't want to fight, especially Bianca and Morgana. So
yeah, 6-0-6 on the LeBlanc, 5-0-3 on Cat Dogs, on the Xayah. This is, yeah, if you don't kill one of them, I mean, it has been done before, right? We've seen the comeback where one of the bounties is taken, and, you know, it has to be Mortality in this case, though. I don't think you want it on anybody else. Or, I mean,
the shutdown has to go on the 80 carry.
Yeah. I mean, it could go on the other members, but, you know, Mortality really wants the gold. He is struggling. He is an item behind, you know, in comparison to Cat Dogs, so you really have to team up at this point and travel as 5 in order to pick up these kills.
A Fed Xayah is not one that you want to fight.
Yeah, definitely. And already completing the Phantom Dancer. You know, Xayah's going to get around these fights really easily and get away from people like CC Gray, people who want to get in their face, which is a majority of the enemy team. So, you know, now Sugan and 4 other members are looking to start this Baron, maybe? Oh my
no, this is going to be an uncontested Baron.
Yep, they're on it. All 5 members of the Salty Mandrakes are on this Baron, and it's just going to get evaporated. There's
Unfortunately, I think this is a Baron and end game.
It very well possibly could be. There's going to be a few backs coming out, but it's kind of hard to say that they're going to charge down mid with this. I feel like the 1-4 might be the best here, as, you know, Bianca can pretty much handle her own. Dragon is coming up soon. This is going to be Soul for the Salty Mandrakes, so they definitely want to send 4 down the mid lane and maybe Bianca on the side just to prepare for this Dragon.
From what I know about Bianca is that she is much of a team fight. Like, she will split push, but she is a good team fighter. She always rotates.
No. Sugan also almost getting this snowball caught, but DJ Krypton is actually going to grab Saren in the mouth. Saren is going to flashes away from the Encore. Poodle hits 3 members, and CatDog's actually going bizarre and berserk here as they pick up a few kills in the mid lane. This actually might be the Baradin end here that you were talking about.
Yep.
Mid tower is getting low. Mortality is pushing out a lot of damage, but CatDogs just does so much. Poodle has to flash away. CC Gray will stopwatch here, but there's the feathers, and the flash away is not going to mean anything as CatDogs picks up another kill. And there goes the inhibitor as well. Bianca, they didn't even need Bianca in that fight.
No. I mean, there's always a rule in most games. You just Baron and
yeah,
and they just had enough power.
Bianca going in with the flash here and so low on health. Will get an execute. No, but will actually fall. That's 1 bounty claimed from its cave.
Wow. That's big.
That is big.
I mean,
is it big enough though?
I mean, I just want to point out real quick the vision score difference between Salty Mandrakes and Clarity Clear.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think that if Clarity focuses more on vision, like this could have been their Drake instead of it going right onto Salty Mandrakes.
Yeah.
Like, Clarity Clear just needs to step it up on this vision game too.
Yeah, specifically early game vision, right? We saw Sugan on this Nunu literally go from lane to lane, and there had to be some communication like, hey, he just ganked us, he still has everything up, he could definitely possibly snowball you again, you have to be careful, CC Gray, but none of that might have been communicated, might have been ignored, who knows, but they really have to work on vision, like you're saying, and make sure that the coordination is there to avoid these ganks that Sugan just set up the rest of his team with.
And I don't know if they can come back at this point. They're pretty, I mean, they have all of the turret down besides the top lane. They're heading for the inhibs right now.
This is the biggest gold difference I've ever seen in one of the Mythic games in my life. It's 15k. That is an incredible amount of gold to be up by. So with this bot lane push, they might actually end it. Snowball will knock up 2 of their members on Clarity Clear, but, you know, this is... Bianca's on the opposite side of the map. If they don't win the 5v4 here, I don't think they win.
No, and plus, like, you have Mortality that's 2 levels down from a Fed Xayah. That's a little terrifying.
Yes, definitely very terrifying. Bianca actually tanking the tower. Has all the health in the world to deal with. It does not give a flying crap. Will tank the tower, and now they're sieging the top side as Saren deals a lot of damage to Poodle. Does get snatched up. That's a huge cooldown expended from the side of Clarity Clear. Its Kate is looking to engage here. Will get slowed up. Might get rooted by CatDogs. CatDogs definitely putting on the pressure here. There's the binding, and its Kate is just going to drop from CatDogs, and they're going to have to back it up a little bit. Another binding lands. You know, Bianca actually gets shut down from Mortality, the comeback here.
Wow.
That was incredible. I think that was the max range W proc, just on the max health damage onto Bianca. We'll pick that one up. And now that's helpful, but is it going to be enough?
It was something that Mortality needed, and it's definitely going to help, but I just don't know if it's enough, because you're still at 2 items and you've got an almost fully built Xayah.
Yeah, Infinity Edge coming through. This is very scary team fight here. They cannot afford to try to go anywhere on the map. Their whole jungle is gone. They can't venture anywhere without some sort of assistance, without probably all of the members of the team just to back them up.
They need to just turtle.
And,
they need to turtle and protect the
that's
base.
not what GH Krypton is doing, but he does get away. congrats to him, but okay, Mortality actually flashes away from Siren. Good dodge, as Siren would have more than likely blown Mortality up, and they can't defend this tower without DJ Krypton, without its Cade, who is in the jungle. And here we see
as much damage as they
the
do.
Encore is coming out, does hit all 5 members, but Mortality just gets blown up from CatDogs. CatDogs on the side is in danger for its Cade. Here we go to the front of the fight, though. DJ Krypton getting really low, still staying alive, though. Another snowball does not pop anyone up. Siren is going to pop DJ Krypton, though, and another binding, another great binding lands on CC Gray. This spells the end. 1 tower down for the Nexus. CC Gray just gets blown up, and that's going to be game 1 going
That
definitely
is all she wrote.
over to the Salty Mandrakes in a dominating fashion. 26-minute game. What a series so far.
Wow.
There's nothing more to say about that one.
I think that game spoke for itself. Definitely would like to see, more from Clarity. I hope that they can just kind of. I know it's kind of like a mental,
Reset.
You get down because you lost the game, but there's no saying that you can't bring this back.
Yep, looking for the
It's
mental
only
reset.
game 1.
It is only game 1. Mental reset might do the trick here, as they need to try to get one of the sole members of their team, Mortality, a solid lead, as we were saying in draft, and that just did not happen. But they have one more chance. It could be a 2-1 in favor. It could be a 2-1 in favor for them if they pull back the mental, if they say, hey, let's just focus on getting Mortality ahead, and they might be able to pull it off. But in order to see that, we got to get to game 2. So we're going to be right back after a short break. Game 2, ladies and gentlemen, of this week 5. It's going to be Salty Mandrakes taking the first game over Clarity Clear. Stay tuned. And welcome back, everybody. It's game 2 of the Salty Mandrakes versus Clarity Clear. Clarity Clear taking losing the first game, to the Salty Mandrakes. It was really rough for them. That was a 26-minute win. Can they do better? We'll have to see. I'm really hoping so, as the second game draft is started up here. I feel like you're right. They do have to work on their vision score here coming into the second game, because it was just really drastic seeing 2 kills in the first 2 minutes of the game due to Nunu ganks.
And I mean, they ended the game with a 17,000 gold lead.
Yeah, that is the most crazy amount that I've ever seen, as it looks like the bans are going to be relatively similar. But they did ban the Nunu and the LeBlanc, leaving... Actually, none of those bans were similar, if I remember correctly. So, first pick Caitlyn.
They all got through.
So Aatrox is on the table. We've been wanting to see that for Bianca, but they opted for the Caitlyn here first. I think that's a wise choice. They have to see what the enemy team picks, and it looks like it's going to be the Wukong once again. It's Cade. Didn't do too good of a job on the Wukong. Did have some topside focus that game, but I really think, like we discussed, they need to focus the bot side in order to win this game.
Because I'm not seeing Wukong on the mid laners champ list, so it's definitely gonna lock that in for jungle, which I was kind of hoping to see, like a little bit of a change up. And they did give an Aatrox, or is that just an Aatrox hover?
Nah, that's definitely an Aatrox. Bianca wants it, she does. And, the one-trick pony is going to get the one trick here, as Renata Glass is going to lock in for the bot side for the Salty Mandrakes. I think I'm not too fond of that combo, but it is relatively safe. It does have a lot of utility against Ashe, so... I'm looking forward to it, as Mordekaiser is the last pick. Ooh. On the side of Clarity Clear, this is going to be Mordekaiser probably versus Aatrox, and that matchup, I believe it goes over to Aatrox, but obviously certain factors will count with this. Wukong might actually try to, focus topside again, maybe do a better job of it this time. But like we said, they are putting mortality on the Ashe, so, this could be an Ashe support. I'm not going to judge that one out or rule that one out, but more than likely, utility Ashe has really kind of fallen out of the meta, so looking forward to that, standard ADC Ashe, as Swain is going to be banned away from CC Gray. We saw a lot of ganking come through on the mid side, towards CC Gray. They were like, nah, we're going to play Engage, so we don't want a person who actually likes Engage on their side.
Oh, there's an Udyr ban.
Udyr ban, perfect enough, because we're talking about Renata Glass. I think Renata Glass Udyr is a very, very strong combo. Udyr just wants to run at you, and they don't want Victor on the other side though. So I'm wondering what options they're gonna have here. There's the Seraphine. Didn't do too bad in the game 1, but that's a good flex. Oh no.
I want to see a blitzcrank jungle. I'm not gonna lie. I have seen it so many times, and I had one in my ranked game, and I wanted to cry at the end.
Well, looks like you're not gonna get your wish, as Trundle is gonna get picked up here, probably. And I think this is a very, very standard team. Oh, wait a minute! It's gonna be the jungle Taric.
What?
It's going to be the jungle Taric coming out, ladies and gentlemen, for probably the first time in this series. I love to see it. This is going to be interesting. And jungle Taric used to be a pretty meta thing back in the day, focusing on just getting the mid lane ahead. So I'm looking forward to that. Wow.
I don't know if I've seen a Taric jungle outside of trolling. But I'm excited to see how this works.
Yeah, it's kind of like the funnel strategy that the Taric E had. I want to say at the beginning of the year, or even last season, where Taric just kind of took a couple of camps, roamed mid, pretty much stayed in mid lane, or the E, went to mid lane, to help out the Taric. The Taric kind of just funneled kills over to Yi, and the process rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see that similar type of strategy here. I haven't seen it in quite a while, so I don't know how good it is. It's obviously fallen out of the meta, but we'll have to see. I mean, this is an interesting composition here. On the other side, though, we have the Ashe Seraphine, really good combo. I think synergizes well with each other, and does help out the map quite a bit. With the Hawk Shot, with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, gonna help out other sides of the map. So I definitely think that Mortality is put on the utility side for this game.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that Clarity can make their Clear can make their comeback.
That's a mouthful. That's a tongue twister.
It is.
That's a tongue
there's
twister.
So many C's right there.
Yeah, and as we're going through the client draft here, do you think Clarity Clear has the composition to make the comeback this game?
I think top lane is going to be rough if the jungler cannot put pressure top lane, because once you get Bianca on Aatrox, she is scary.
Oh yeah.
But I do know that Clarity's Ashe is strong, and that also provides additional vision, so they can see if there's an invade coming or a gank coming. So I'm kind of hoping that Clarity has what it takes. I wasn't a fan of the Wukong jungle, but let's hope that he can change my mind on that one.
Yeah, I actually have to agree with you, because I'm honestly, I'm not so sure about the Taric jungle here. I feel like that is a little bit, as we would say, kind of troll, but they have really strong members on their side. Like we said, Bianca on the one trick. Silas, super strong right now in the meta, super strong champion in general, has a lot of good options for ultimates, and I don't know, I feel like there's a little bit of oopsies and a little bit of pros and cons, I guess, coming out from the Salty Mandrakes, but this is definitely a standard composition coming out from Clarity Clear.
Yep.
Definitely have a lot more synergistical champions. Even the damage spread, even the utility coming through, I think makes for a really good team fight. So looking forward to that. But as you said, I think all our eyes are on this top side of the map, looking at Aatrox versus Mordekaiser here. Bianca very strong, very comfortable on the Aatrox. Definitely had to sacrifice. Those were 3 bans from all 3 champions played in the first game. So it comes at a cost. And that
I wouldn't want that LeBlanc to come through again. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely there are some, but you can't ban them all, right? Like that. I guess that's the point that I'm trying to make here, is that somebody is going to get something comfortable, and as we can see, it is going to be Sugan on Taric. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I can't wait to see how it pans out, honestly, because it's going to be interesting to see a Taric jungle.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if it's listed in his OPGG or if it's listed in, any of the practices, scrims, anything like that.
It is on his OP.GG.
Okay, wow.
He has a 57% win rate.
Wow. All right. Obviously I haven't seen it in a while, like I said earlier, but I do think it has some merit. Taric actually has some really good wave clear with the sped up attack speed on his passive, in the Q, healing him up, the stun coming through, even the armor bonus. That is definitely not something to scoff at. And I mean, we've seen how volatile Sugan can be during the early game, but I think with Taric you might have to take a little bit of a backseat here, especially when it comes to the 2v2. Unless Silas does get crazy ahead, might be a problem here, because CC Gray, I don't think ever wants to go roam into that 2v2. Itzkate is going to have to watch out yet again for Sugan. Like, we have to, make sure that the vision is on point for the side of Clarity Clear. That will clean up the mistakes that they had in the first game, and this is going to be the deciding factor, whether this is a 2-0 or whether they get a game 3. So I'm hoping that Clarity Clear has to pull out all the stops now or forever hold their peace.
That is true.
Yep, and as we get into spectator, don't forget that channel points are on the line here. We have a prediction going for who wins game 2. Make sure to put in your points. I am, despite me, talking a lot about how this Taric is just the wild one in this mix and how the not so synergized bot lane here seems, I think I'm still going to have to put it on Salty Mandrakes just for the fact that you gave Bianca the one trick. I don't know. I feel like, yes, there is merit to it. There could be merit to allowing the Aatrox to go through, but I don't think they have the tools to deal with it.
Mordekaiser is gonna have to bring it.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
for sure.
But that is all we have for the draft here, and we'll have to see how the performance lays out as we get into game 2. But before that, we're gonna take a short break. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be a banger game 2, just like the first one. We'll see you soon. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for another game in the Starcaster series. Wookie Monster joined by Loki here, as we do have a switch in sides. Salty Mandrakes are on blue side this time. And, you know, rough start for, you know, Clarity Clear, but they still have a chance. They have a really good team comp this time around, but can they pull it off? Can they make us go to Game 3 is the question here, as we do have a Jungle Tark. Took Lethal Temple and Ghost. I am excited to see that.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with Tark Jungle, but I'm all about it. Something new.
Yeah, something new, something spicy. Sugan loving to bring out the spicy picks here. And as we've seen, Bianca really powerful on the Aatrox. One of the one tricks of this series. Siren trying to get a bit of damage onto CC Gray. The handshake does not come across. He'll barely miss out. That might have been a first blood if all things went to plan there.
Yes.
So yeah, we're kind of looking at the top side of the map. It is going to be Sugan starting on the top side. So is Itzcade. Itzcade is going to be leashless here. Wondering if they're going for the full clear on both jungle sides. Sugan is going to run out of mana really quickly, but that is all part of the plan. We'll pick up the blue buff and continue on. Bianca taking Ignite instead of TP is on the offensive here against this Mordekaiser. Poodle does get hand shooken in, but not a lot of poke coming out just quite yet. Level 2's yet to be reached. Siren already taken out to half health. We've seen this classic combo, or classic matchup here in the mid lane. I mean, we've seen it in Worlds several times already. You know, it's definitely Silas favored, but Silas has to get through the early game just to get there.
I mean, Azir does have the ability to shove him under turrets, so...
Yep.
That is ultimate.
That is going to be the point of contention here. CC Gray actually putting a ward down, trying to track where Sugan is going to go. Know that they started topside, as that might have been communicated. DJ Krypton also pushing in. Level 2's hit on the bottom side of the map, but no action there. Bianca get pulled in by level 3 DJ Krypton. A little bit more trades going in favor of DJ Krypton this time around, as he's
level up on Bianca?
Yeah, that is, maybe that's all part of Bianca's plan, though. Aatrox does have a really good spike at level 3. Can really 0 to, or 100 to 0 somebody if played properly there, so... looks like DJ Krypton is going to take it back, though. I'm going to get that wave pushed in. Poodle taking the handshake there. Poodle getting very low. CatDogs might be able to pick up the kill here. Flashes away. CatDog is going to get Mortality down really low as well. Exhaust comes through. Both flashes expended on Clarity Clear's side.
That was a close one. I mean, they did almost get caught out there, but I do think that their bot lane should play a little bit...
Oh no!
Back.
Sugan steals the blue buff with just walking up and smiting it. I don't know if Itzcade even had smite up for that, but oh man, you hate to see that. Sugan just randomly went into invade, or maybe it was planned, who knows, but that feels bad. And DJ Krypton actually getting ignited here, and will get pulled away, but DJ Krypton is getting so low. One more auto attack. First blood goes over to Bianca, as we expected. The aggression coming out already. That ignite doing a ton of work, and yeah, this is a very behind Krypton already. Siren taking a bit of trades here from CC Gray. Both half health, both pretty relatively low mana. You know, this is it's a rough start again for Clarity Clear. They, you know, allowed this one trick to go through. Itzcade actually started... I thought he was going to start on the bottom side of the map and work his way upward to try to get DJ Krypton ahead, but that is just simply not the case. Got his blue buff stolen, and now they're behind all across the board.
And by Tark alone.
Yeah. Tark, who knew? And Sugan actually is on the bottom side of the map, will miss the stun. Seafell did not get the handshake as well. Will back off, and that was a failed gank. Siren looking really low in mid lane. CC Gray has actually got a CS lead onto Siren, so kind of on the back foot here, as we see DJ Krypton getting knocked up again and again and again. Another trade, but it's Cade is here this time around. Level 5 Bianca, level 4 it's Cade, and level 5 DJ Krypton. Can Bianca 1v2 here? It's going to be forced to, as no ultimates available here. World Ender is on, not there yet. Bianca does get the 2v1 non-outplay there by DJ Krypton, and that's going to change kind of the pace, right? We saw that Bianca did get a kill, but now it's traded back. Is now behind in CS, does get a wave shoved in under tower, has no TP. So it's looking a little bit grim on the top side, but, Bianca does have that serrated Dirk, looking towards an early Eclipse to kind of, make that power spike happen on Aatrox.
Yeah. I mean, I was really confused to see the Ignite versus the Teleport, because I wanted to say that that's normally what's going on Aatrox, however, I'm sure she has a plan. It does.
Yeah, Aatrox definitely, if you're comfortable with it and you're comfortable in the, the 1v2 outplay, I just feel like it was a little bit ill-timed because neither top laner had hit level 6, so there was no way that Bianca was going to get out without a flash that was expended.
Ooh. That was a good, get away from CC Greg.
Here we go again. DJ Krypton getting knocked up, getting pulled in from the chains, and Siren actually going on the offensive here. CC Gray has the Sand Soldiers might be popped up here. Both have each other's ultimates, so look for that. A lot of pings coming out from Sugan. He wants this dragon priority, as we see Caster Vision. It's Cade going back, so this should be pretty relatively uncontested Drake.
I think bot could give them a run for their money.
It's possible, but they do not have prio on either side here. Here comes the Sand Soldiers here. Both of them coming out at once. CC Gray is on the opposite side here. And there's not a lot of dueling power. CC Gray is just going to fall just like that. World Ender popped on the top side of the map. Here we go. DJ Krypton is going to pop his own Death Realm onto Bianca and just runs away, just casually staring at each other. Are they in the top side? Ultimate for ultimate. No trades of death going on there.
And that was a free Drake for Salty Mandrakes, so...
Yep, already looking at a good start here. About 600 gold ahead. Not as bad as it was last game, but here we go. The dive coming out from Bianca gets the last auto attack. And, yeah, is caught between It's Cade and the tower here. Might have to just retreat, try to get back. There's the perfectly E and Q, but it's not going to be enough. It's Cade is going to Cyclone and take out Bianca. That is a trade in the top side, so... actually capitalizing on, having that pressure in the top side is paying off this time around. Yes.
I was very surprised to see Bianca, fall back, because Aatrox is one of her main top laners, but we do have a little bit of CS difference in the bot lane. We do have Salty Mandrakes ahead on Caitlyn, which is one of their bigger 80 carries. So Caitlyn does get very scary later on.
Yeah, Caitlyn does have the prio for majority of this lane, so it's really, there's a lot of pressure on It's Cade, right? Like, we can't, he can't help top lane and bot lane at the same exact time, and he's edging more and more towards the top side, trying to get DJ Krypton as ahead as possible here. Let's see if Sugan comes up, because Sugan is on this side of the map. It's a huge wave coming out for Bianca to just soak up. But yeah, these top side pressures are going to be in that bottom side, is going to be left vulnerable.
Yeah.
As we see Bianca actually opting for the 1v2 here. Did not know that It's Cade had it backed. Is going to maybe get away. No, gets pulled in with the flash. World Ender popped. Siren is up here now, spotted over ward, so is Sugan. This might be the turnaround that they need, as Siren is going to take It's Cade almost out. Into the Death Realm he goes. And we're still looking at it. There's the W, there's the chains, there's the ultimate from Taric, and yeah, DJ Krypton stands no chance. Double kill going on for Siren, and Siren has a 3-0 lead over the opposing mid laner.
Wow.
So this is, this is kind of looking like the last game.
Yeah, I do like the mid lane matchup more this game than last game, because but that Silas was A Fed Silas is
It's
no
very
bueno.
scary, as we see. At least CC Gray is, able to get away from it, but, being on Swain, that definitely put a dent in his plans, right? He can't get away just like that.
Yeah.
And sporting similar characters is Siren, so, at least there's some kind of utilization of the range of his soldiers and being able to dash away. Sugan is now behind CC Gray. Might opt for a gank here, as Bianca is actually going to get pulled into the Death Realm Hill. DJ wants a fight of his own. Bianca's just sitting in the bush waiting. There goes the Obliterate, and yeah, he's out of the Death Realm. The fight's going on in bot lane. Meantime around, the Encore is going to land on the Seafell Poons. He's going to get the handshake. Nope, the Poodle is going to barely live. No, he's going to fall over to Cat Dogs. Poodle is going to fall, and Cat Dogs, there's mortality, is actually going to take the W here as he gets a double kill. Ooh. That was an interesting fight.
That was, and you know what? That's good for this team, especially for this bot lane. To keep them ahead. I mean, now you have the Ashe at 2-0. Caitlyn's 1-1.
Yeah.
A lot better than last game.
A lot better, but, they're already 3K behind. Meanwhile, while we were seeing that fight go on, Bianca actually solo-boloed DJ Krypton even after he pulled her into the Death Realm, so it's looking rough again for the top side of the map. This Dragon coming up, this might be a point of contention, but there's a lot of ultimates down on the side of Clarity Clear. They expended the Death Realm, they expended the Odd Core, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow is almost up, but this is rough. 3K already.
And there's one plate left on top, one tier, one turret. So, Mordekaiser is probably going to want to play a little safer here.
Yep, might want to opt
Maybe
to play
not
safe.
challenge.
Has no TP. CC Gray trying to get away from the Silas, who is fed. Already has the Mythic. That's going to be rough trying to get priority for this Dragon here. But it's possible. They do sport a really good team fight, like we stated in draft, so it's very possible. There's just the right circumstances. Poodle walking up, though, is a bad circumstance. Actually gets hand shook, and that's a kill on the Seafell, as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow does literally nothing. Popped onto Cat Dogs there, and Sugan is going to handle the wave here. CC Gray opting to fight this 2v1 situation. Oh, nope, never mind.
Yeah.
Siren and Seafell are here to back up, and Handshake is going to take TJ Krypton a little bit towards the enemy team, but he's tanky enough to get out of it.
Ooh.
Turret goes on the top side of the map. Now eyes are looking on the Dragon, second for the game, onto the Salty Mandrakes. There's no contestation again.
No, yeah, they can't contest this. They just need to... They need to farm. Catch up, farm.
Wait, Bianca going in World Ender once again gets DJ Krypton very low. Poodle gets half health by 1 Q. Auto attacks. 1, 2, and 2 auto attacks will take out Poodle. Several levels behind. Very big damage. DJ Krypton is going to take Bianca in Death Realm. That's a double kill for Bianca. Can she withstand CC Gray, though? A little bit more auto attacks coming out from the Sand Soldiers. Can the dash come through? Can he pick up the kill here? Bianca maneuvering away from the Sand Soldiers.
I think...
Trying to wait for cooldowns. Maybe is on a sliver of health. Needs to hit the Q to get some health here. Will hit the Q. Will hit the 2Q. And that's going to be a triple kill for Bianca. No, Bianca's getting hit by the perfectly positioned Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and the Cyclone will take out Bianca once and for all. Meanwhile, on the bottom side of the map and the mid side of the map, 2 towers will fall. And that's overall a very big win for the Salty Mandrakes. Now 6K gold ahead.
I do have to say, that was a great Ashe ult. Like, she did that perfectly.
Yeah, that was really well timed, really well placed. It did help out Wukong to finish up that kill. And yeah, that's the one shutdown that you need, but you need to start picking up the shutdowns elsewhere. You need to start picking up at least some damage on these towers, and it's becoming more and more hard to.
I mean, like, they can't get close enough to these towers. I mean, the teams just contest them the minute that they step up, so they're going to have to take a big team fight and really knock Salty Mandrakes down in order to make the comeback that they need to stay in this.
Yep, as an Azir Tower goes up in the mid lane, Seafell is here with Cat Dogs. DJ Krypton coming up. The rest of his team kind of coming up too behind him, but they're kind of edging towards the tower here, waiting in case they make a mistake and step up a little bit too far. Enchanted Crystal Arrow will miss. And that is that. Will hit Sugan, who is just calmly trying to get blue buff. Come on, man, kind of rude. CC Gray is gonna get into the hostile takeover here, and Bianca is gonna world enter into the middle of their team. Mortality is the target right now. Will get hit by the Crystal Arrow from the opposite team, and CC Gray versus Sugan. Sugan wins these though on the Tark.
Oh.
And that is a 2-0 for the side of Salty Mandrakes.
Wow.
It is looking so grim once again. 9k gold up. DJ Krypton is going to flash out. Will get away with a sliver of his health left. Azir's tower will fall, and this is just going more and more over to the hands of Salty Mandrakes once again. How do they get out of this?
I mean, the Ashe is behind a little bit on farm, but like I just think that they need to focus on objectives right now. Objectives didn't seem to be a big focus on the side of Clarity Clear, so Salty Mandrake did take a lot of them uncontested, but they're not really in a position to fight, but they definitely need to start grouping up, increasing their vision a little bit more.
Yep. As we talked about vision a lot, and it has a little bit improved, but they're still struggling at that aspect. And I feel like this might be a kind of a game changer here, because yes, they're learning, but they need to learn a lot quicker in order to stay in the Starcaster series. But it's looking very grim so far, as you know, half of the map is exploded. Salty Mandrakes have control over majority of the map. And it's not stopping, as we see a Blade of the Rune King picked up on Sugan. Oh my gosh, this is insane.
Oh, no.
Bianca popping off once again, just world enter into DJ Krypton. This is just, there's nothing DJ Krypton can do. Those auto attacks are healing so much, and 7 and 3 and 4. Bianca doing an extremely good job on this Aatrox, handling the 1v2 very early on and dominating in the late game, 3v1s even, surviving for as long as possible, dominating whatever side of the map she's on.
Yeah, it doesn't
Let's see if this is the same for Siren, though, as he is going to pull the soldiers and pull them away from himself. And yeah, that is... I thought that was going to be a 2v1 situation, but maybe he didn't want to take it yet, as Mortality actually gets handshaken. A hostile takeover will take Mortality a little bit lower, a couple of auto attacks, and the ultimate from Tark will secure the kill onto Cat Dogs.
Oh man. I was just looking at the item difference in top lane.
Yeah. No items versus all items. Yep. That's how it is. And Siren is going to take a step forward here. There's not a lot of ultimates available on the side of Salty Matrix, so this may be an overstep here that Clarity Clear can take advantage of, but there's just not a whole lot of damages. And Bianca is just rampaging Poodle in this bottom side of the map. Full health. Just doesn't give a flying crap.
Just abuse.
It really is. They have to take all 5 members to kill Bianca at this point. There's no way.
Yes, there's no stopping her.
You can't even pull her into the death realm. You just get solo boloed at that point. She wants you to pull her in.
Exactly. She wants something to excite her, but an 8 and 3 Aatrox is not one that you solo anything.
Yeah, once a one trick goes this crazy on a one trick, you know, like you're not going to be able to 1v1 or 1v2. You're not going to be able to 1v3. You need all 5 members to lock this person down, and that's just not happening. There's not a lot of CC utility, like straight CC utility on the side of Clarity Clear. There's a knock-up, there's a few knock-ups, there's the Encore, Enchanted Crystal Arrow, but I don't even think that's enough.
I mean, like, there isn't a whole lot of heal cut. I mean, yes, there is the Bramble Vest, there is the Oblivion Orb.
And Siren is actually going to pop the Encore on this line here as another Encore, and the backside we're getting into the fight between Bianca. Like I said, she wants to be pulled in. This is the Death Realm for you, my friend, but actually DJ Krypton does get out of the Death Realm, surprisingly enough, and Bianca does not take anyone out, is dashing into the base alone. Mortality, its Cade is going to follow up on the damage there. Dashes back out of the base. They are spotted out on the ward. They actually were able to defend themselves without any deaths this time, so maybe there's a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel here for Clarity Clear.
There's hope.
Yeah, you know, if they start to kind of make more mistakes and slip up a little bit, this might, you know, they might get a couple of these shutdowns, but, you know, at this point, I'm not sure if it'll help them at all. They are 10k behind, and all of these shutdowns isn't even going to amount to that.
They want to keep Salty Mandrakes away from this Baron.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
That's...
keep them away. That's a tall order. That is a tall order. Yeah.
I mean, yes, but like that's not something that you want on Bianca. It's not something that you want on Caitlyn. Definitely not on Silas. So they're gonna want to fight for that. I don't know if they can, but
yeah,
I want to have some faith.
There is some faith. There is, like I said, some
there
light
is.
At the end of the tunnel, but it's very, very. There's a very small chance that they can actually pull it off. As Bianca is just going in onto DJ Krypton once again. Krypton has to flash away. That's just another summoner spell used just to get away from Bianca. Like, if you know you have to do that, something is wrong. Something is deeply wrong, and you have to do something to fix it. Like I said, they haven't brought all 5 members against Bianca yet.
I'm surprised, because it's going to take all 5 of them to shut her down.
Yep.
And that would be a really nice, what is that? That's a nice shutdown on mortality, maybe?
Mortality, yeah.
It would be nice.
On anybody at this point. I mean, we saw game 1, we talked about the same thing. Hey, if anybody gets the shutdown, it should be mortality, but this game, it should be anybody. There's so many shutdowns that you just need to take it all, and Baron has been started. Serena's on the opposite side of the map. There's only 3 people here. Bianca's handling top side, Serena's handling bot side. There are 3 manning this at 22 minutes. Bianca might actually look to dive here. I'm expecting it, just judging by the aggression. Okay, here comes the TP. Here comes a couple of members from both sides here. Poodle is going to get locked up on the edge. Encore does go out. Siren is pushed back. Bianca World Enders into the turret. The dive comes through. Seafell picks up the other one. Bianca is going to clean that up. 1 kill per person of the Salty Mandrakes. And Mortality does not stand a chance. There's another kill. Oh, it's blocked by its Cade. And that's going to save his life. Just barely. A 3 for nothing, though. And they're pushing down top lane. TP's coming through to end this game, possibly before the previous game at 26 minutes. Let's see if they can actually do it here, as Bianca is just landing these chains after chains here. It's Cade and Mortality don't stand much of a chance against all 5 members of the Salty Mandrakes. Turret number 1 of the Nexus going to fall very shortly here, probably. They don't have minions, though, so they have to kind of back it up a little bit. Handshake goes on to its Cade. DJ Krypton wants a little bit of action here. Does not have the Death Realm available to him. I don't know what he's doing, stepping up so far. This could mean death for him. He is tanked, though. Bianca's on the side. CC Gray is trying to defend himself against Bianca solely on his own. It's not working out. They're just... The tower goes down, and we expect the inhibitor to go down as well. And here goes Bianca again, gets pulled in. She wants you to pull her in. Sugan is going to pick up the kill, first one of this fight. Alright, the Taric invulnerability does come through, and that means a full-on tower dive here as the enemy team just gets evaporated. Poodle does fall, and shutdown goes over to Mortality, but that's not enough. Bianca is so healthy right now, healing so much. And the hostile takeover, that was beautiful. Seafell will pick up a kill of their own, and that's going to be a 24-minute game. A 2-0 coming out for the Salty Mandrakes. Dominant win. It's, oh man, there's nothing left to say.
I mean, that was a banger of a game. I mean, that's the only word that I really have for it. I mean, Bianca was uncontested all game, so there really was not much that Clarity Clear could have done.
Yeah. You know, there was a little bit of light here and there. They did kind of up their game during the second game, but it was just pretty much too late. There was no real improvement from the first game, and that just results in this disaster of a series and letting Bianca get the Aatrox. I am just very surprised that happened.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see that that Aatrox allowed through. I mean, if you just look at her op.gg, you're gonna want to get rid of that Aatrox right away. So, I mean, I was hoping that Clarity Clear could bring it. There just wasn't enough. I don't think that there was as much team synergy as Salty Mandrakes had. I mean, I know that that team's been playing together for a while, so I just think that they Clarity Clear just needs to kind of regroup.
Yeah, I definitely
For
think so.
future.
I mean, I thank them for coming out to the Mythic Esports Starcaster series,
Absolutely.
but unfortunately, they are knocked out of the regular season for good with this last game of the regular season. And that means that, in that bracket currently, Salty Mandrakes do take first place at, I think, 12 points, because there was a three-way tiebreaker. And now that first place sitting nice and comfortable, ready for playoffs, which will happen in about a week. So looking forward to that. We still have one more game in this division, though. That's going to be on Monday. It's not tonight, so maybe we'll get some casters together, like I said, during the rewind. And, that's going to be a banger of a match now that we know that Salty Mandrakes are at the top.
I do want to bring up one thing.
Okay.
Is that tomorrow we have We Hate Renekton, the TPO We Hate Renekton versus TPO Argonauts, which are the top two teams in the Saturday bracket. So I'm excited to see what those two teams can bring to the table.
Yeah, I do agree. But before that, we do have current polls up for MVP. So place your vote for the MVP of this match. I put my vote towards Bianca. I mean,
absolutely
not as much of a dominating. I feel like Sugan won the first MVP for the first game because of the new gameplay, but I think Bianca brought it back and did a great job on the Renekton. Did a fantastic job on the Aatrox, but that is to be expected. But we do have a lot of the votes going towards Sugan right now, as that Taric. It does take a lot of balls to pull off that Taric. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he did win MVP last time we streamed them. But credit is due where credit is given where credit is due, I believe the saying is. So put in your votes. We got a few minutes left on that, but yeah, this does mean that the Salty Mandrakes are very, very much on their way to probably getting to finals at this point, right? We have either team going up against them next, which is going to be either Pref No Leash if they win on Monday, or Needlessly Large Rods if they win on Monday. So it's... it definitely... They definitely can bring... with the gameplay today, I think they definitely have a chance to bring it to finals. We'll just have to see which team they face after the match on Monday. But yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that should be a very, very interesting match. Those are two very interesting teams. I'll leave it at that.
Yep, and we do have the MVP for tonight. It's going to be Sugan D's Peanuts. We'll see if we can get him into the casting couch real quick. Let me just move him on over. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How is your win today, the 2-0?
We brought our shovels to bury the Friday group, so it's a good win.
Yeah, that puts you at the top. First question I want to go out, did you expect them to kind of, shrug off the Nunu gameplay in the first game? Because, I think we've seen you on Nunu probably several times this series so far, and they just kind of disrespected you. Did you feel a little bit offended by the lack of vision coming out from them this time?
I mean, yeah, I'm going to gank bot every single time, and no one seems to be ready for it, so it was a little disrespectful, and then it was kind of just free. They didn't put wards deep in the river, so you can just run over the whole team.
Okay, yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah. There's a lot of struggle there. Do you have a question for him? Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it was just amazing to see how many times you were able to just roll that snowball right into bot lane. Um, Actually, I do have a question. What was the plan with that Taurik
Yeah.
jungle?
Yeah, so that's just like a pocket pick, and we were feeling it with the Silas and the Aatrox. It's really good to just throw the extra healing, shielding, immunity onto those guys and just let them kind of do their thing.
So this is kind of a practice pick for your pocket pick here. Do you think we might see that again during going into the semifinals or even finals if you get there, against the next team you face?
You could. There's some things that have to fall into line for that to be picked, but yeah, you could see it.
All right, I'm excited to see that. Another question for you. So, during Game 1, the Aatrox was banned away from Bianca. She played incredibly as well as the rest of your team. But did you expect a lot of resistance coming out from the enemy team? Because they did have a lot of flex picks, a lot of versatility. Were you worried at all when it came to actually making sure that during the later stages that Kog'Maw wouldn't be able to get ahead?
Oh no, he was down like 50 CS from our ADC, so we weren't worried at all. I mean, Cat Dogs was just going off that game. Did he even die that game? I don't think he did. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I think he was the
Yeah.
only member that did not die. I think Siren fell once, and he would have been deathless if he did not fall that one time. But yeah, I do think Cat Dogs was the only person to not die that entire game.
Yeah, we know we can pump damage, so we weren't worried about it.
Okay. Any other questions for him, Loki?
No, just I mean, like, very well done by like all of your team. Like, you guys played great. It seems like you guys have great team synergy, and you really played a a very good game. So you guys should be proud of yourselves.
Yeah, I do have
Thanks,
one
guys.
more question though.
Yep.
Last question. Who are you wanting to face now that you've got this? You're secured for semifinals. It's either going to be, and we don't know yet because we have to wait for the match on Monday. Is it going to be? Do you prefer to face needlessly large rods or pref no leash?
So it's going to be one. It's not going to be TPO, yeah. So I mean,
Or actually,
it's like,
sorry,
would you
excuse
rather-
me. Yeah. My bad. I forgot it's cross division.
Ah,
So actually, yeah. I guess the flip side of that question is, would you rather face TPO Argonauts or TPO We Hate Renekton?
so like, Bianca is a very good Renekton player, so I feel like we'll just lock that in and it's a free win.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so I guess maybe if we get to see if you guys beat them, right? So if you guys do end up facing one of the other division, or the same division teams, which is Pref No Leash or Needlessly Large Raj, which one would you face if you get to meet them during finals?
Oh God, I mean, I think it's tough because both of them think they're a lot better than they are, but we'd probably go with PNL.
Okay, wow, spicy. All right, I like to hear it, but if there's any other shout outs you'd like to make, go ahead and make them now.
Oh yeah, shout out to the team. I mean, I can't do it without those guys, so they put in a lot of work there.
Awesome. Well, that is going to be it for our broadcast tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining in the Queen 2-0 from the Salty Mandrakes. Congrats on the MVP for Sugan these
Absolutely.
peanuts. What a great name, by the way. Couldn't have said it better myself, but that is going to be it. And everybody have a great night and stay safe.